Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was created by a throwaway account in the marriage subreddit about a month ago. The post is titled, "My husband cheated and gave me an STD while I'm currently pregnant. I'm currently 8 weeks into my pregnancy. I had gone for a routine pap smear and STD screening. A few days later, I tested positive for gonorrhea. I had never cheated on my husband and never expected that he had cheated on me. When I confronted him with the test results, he seemed genuinely shocked and insisted there had to be a mix-up with the results. He swore up and down that he had been faithful and there was no way that it could be true. I insisted that he get tested. He agreed to do it, and as the days passed, he admitted that he had met a woman online and had sex with her. He claimed it was a mistake and he couldn't answer why he did it. He said the woman meant nothing to him and it was a one-time thing. I'm disgusted and feel betrayed knowing that he put me at such risk. Our pregnancy was planned, so we were actively trying before I got pregnant, and he had no regard for that. The thought of continuing the pregnancy while dealing with this betrayal is overwhelming. I'm considering having an abortion because the idea of bringing a child into the mix is crazy to me. I don't think I can ever forgive him. I feel like crap for thinking of having an abortion. I just can't see myself continuing this marriage and having a baby with him. Break up with a scumbag. As always, I think cheating is the single most clear signal to break up with or divorce your partner. I'm honestly irritated as fuck after hearing the line about OP's husband saying that it was a one-time thing, as if that makes it okay. I don't know all of the potential risks of bringing a child into this world if you have an STD, but I can definitely understand OP's concern. I don't have a strong opinion on that topic. But regardless of which she picks, I can respect the decision. Again, OP's husband is not only garbage for cheating, but this motherfucker is potentially going to be the reason that his kid isn't going to be here. User No Thanks 1766 said, "Honestly, I'd also consider an abortion at this point. What he did was not only disgusting, but also incredibly reckless. The fact that he had unprotected sex with a random woman he met online, sorry, but this isn't the first time he's done it. This is the kind of thing that someone does over and over again because nothing bad happened before, so they take the risk again. There is no way in hell I would trust him again. No way." Edit, you need to lay down the law and make him give you his passwords to all of the sites he's been frequenting, as well as his phone. You need to survey the damage. Even if you divorce him, you should know what he's been up to because God knows how long he's been risking your life. Under this comment, user Larinardi Maygray said, "Yeah, I wouldn't want to carry this nightmare person's baby to term. It wouldn't be fair to the baby to be brought into all of this chaos as well. They would either grow up knowing that their bio dad was a POS or not know why their dad abandoned them. Or if you, for some ungodly reason, stayed with this fool, the baby would see a horrible example of what a relationship is supposed to look like, and that it's okay to treat/be treated by their partners like that." Then OP said the following under this comment, "I'm already on the verge of losing my mind just from knowing he had unprotected sex with a random woman, risking my life and our unborn baby. I would rather not dig into what he's been up to online as I think that would cause even more pain for me." User Dismal Bathroom 21 said, "She meant nothing but he decided to go raw. Nah, that's grimy." User Anger with Wings said, "She meant nothing, but she was still enough to blow up his marriage and put his life, your life, and the life of your unborn baby at risk by playing dirty. It's a shame he ended his marriage for something that didn't mean anything. Please get yourself to safety and think very hard about whether you want to be shackled to this man for the next 18 years. If it was me, I'd be terminating the pregnancy to get away from him." User Grumpy G said, "An STD is dangerous for a pregnant woman. I am so sorry that you are going through this. If I were in your position, I would abort, but depending on where you live, I wouldn't tell anyone. I would also tell people that I divorced because of him cheating and giving you an STD while you were pregnant. If he cheated on you while you were pregnant, he obviously has no shame and will do it again. Pregnant or postpartum, he won't care." User Red Mandolin 8 said, "Does the STD risk the health of the baby? I think many of them do. With that in mind, I would end the pregnancy unless you're in your late 30s or 40s and really think this is your one shot at a child and it's your greatest dream, to the extent of doing it single. Definitely terminate the marriage. He is a slimeball." Under this comment, OP said, "It was caught early and I was treated. Me and baby are safe." About 2 days later, OP gave us an update. "I finally decided to find out the truth about his affair. I figured out my husband's email password and discovered that he's been on dating sites for months. I also found a woman's name and email address from hotel bookings he forwarded to her. I googled her information, found out where she worked, and called her. When she picked up, I got scared and hung up, but she called back and we had a long conversation. She said that she didn't know he was married and kept apologizing. She told me that if my husband and I had been intimate in the past few weeks, I should get tested because he gave her an STD. I was shocked because I thought she had given it to him. She said he gaslighted her, making it seem like she got it from someone else. I told her he did the same to me. I didn't mention that I'm pregnant. She said she cut him off and is considering suing him over it. They met on Tinder and had been seeing each other for 6 months. Although I initially thought she should have known he was married, I believe her because my husband isn't on social media. He has an Instagram account but doesn't post pictures. She confirmed that they had multiple times, contradicting his claim that it was a one-time thing. She said they spent time in hotels until she felt comfortable inviting him to her apartment. We came to the conclusion that she was just one of the women he was involved with because he gave both of us an STD. Hearing all this made me sick, knowing there were other women. I feel stupid for not realizing what was going on and probably wouldn't have found out if it wasn't for the STD results. My husband doesn't know what I've discovered or that I've spoken to her. This is incredibly tough. I'm heartbroken and conflicted about whether I should schedule an abortion, but finding this out is pushing me toward that decision. User Anonymous6771 said, "You will be stuck with this man even after divorce if there's a child involved. You're better off cutting your losses. I would also consider suing him for giving you an STD knowingly. You're not the first woman he's done this to, so he knows what he is doing. I believe in some places it is actually considered a criminal offense, so charge him for the crime." Then a throwaway account commented, "It's heartbreaking that you have to make this choice at all. Until recently, you thought your marriage was intact and this pregnancy was wanted, but I'd really consider whether you want to be tied to this man for the rest of your life and have to co-parent with someone who was this cavalier with your health and well-being." Under this comment, OP said, "I wish I didn't have to make this tough decision. I don't want to co-parent with him, but at the same time, I feel so bad about having an abortion. My fear is that it might be a big regret that I won't be able to get over. It's so frustrating because each decision is heartbreaking either way." User Effective Gains 5297 said, "You have the evidence of his cheating. You have spoken to one of the women he cheated on you with. Her explanation firmly suggests that he has cheated multiple times. You have an STD. Keep a record of everything. Get the abortion done. Don't tell him until after so he can't try to emotionally manipulate you any further. And then get out as fast as you can. Good luck. Be strong." About another week later, OP gave us a third post. "I'm almost 10 weeks pregnant. I've scheduled an abortion and I'm feeling so guilty about it. My mind keeps changing. Should I have my baby? I'm terrified that I'll regret it and feel terrible for terminating an innocent life. I'm also anxious about the possibility of never being able to get pregnant again. But then I think maybe I'm doing the right thing." The thought of dealing with this man for the next 18 years is overwhelming. We'd still be in each other's lives because we'd share a child. I'm just all over the place and I feel sick having to make this decision. We haven't spoken in weeks and he doesn't know I'm planning an abortion. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing by not letting him know about it. I've filed for divorce and it feels like I'm dealing with 2 major losses at once. I'm so stressed and unsure how I'll survive this. If I have the abortion, I can move on with my life peacefully, cut all ties, avoid custody battles, never have to see or hear from him again, no longer deal with his lies and deceit. If I keep the baby," list is from someone in my comments, "thank you." Him wanting to be there during your pregnancy, him wanting to make decisions about your baby from the name to anything else you can think of, his family and their opinions, him wanting to be there during the birth, him and his family trying to gaslight your child into believing you're a bad person and daddy is perfect. Him being your child's role model, having to ask for his permission to make decisions like traveling or where you live, your child having a stepmom and maybe step-siblings who might not treat him well, your child meeting multiple girlfriends, you being forced to let him take care of the child. He will be free to have a parenting style completely different than yours, and if he's immature and petty, he might do things the opposite way you like them to piss you off. Dealing with his emotional/mental/financial issues, never knowing whether he's telling the truth or lying about all kinds of things. Did he feed the baby? Did he take care of his cold the way you told him to? Why did the child get hurt? Could you trust him to be sincere? Could you trust him to be honest if he makes a mistake that hurts your child, even if coming clean would help the child? Or will he hide it and lie the way he did with his cheating? Don't tell mommy we did this. Him being nosy about your personal life, including when you start dating or get into a relationship or marry. I'm his father, I have a right to know who's the guy he's gonna live with and crap like that. You can be sure your romantic life would suffer if he behaved that way. Not many good men want to get involved in that kind of situation. He's using the kid to manipulate you. User T beginning 5565 said, OP, no one can make that choice for you. I'm not going to say yes or no. Look deep inside OP. Under this comment, OP said, you're right, no one can make this decision for me. I'm really just venting and it's helpful to hear other people's perspectives. I appreciate it. User Sister Inked said, every single point you have made is absolutely valid. He will use the child against you. He might even think that having the baby is his way back to you. You'll need help or feel differently once the baby is here. Anything is possible. Under this comment, user NoAnxiety6159 said, your list doesn't include will the STD cause birth defects. This is a valid concern besides the side effects from the meds required to get you healthy. User Sasha Fiery said, as a doctor, there is only one thing I would like to say. If you decide to continue with the pregnancy, you need to know that STD in pregnancy can harm your developing fetus, depending on the type of infection. Please speak to your healthcare provider and take an educated decision. My heart goes out to you. This is one of the hardest decisions a woman can ever take. Wishing you strength and healing. User Dark Chocolate Only said, one thing you didn't address in your pros and cons list. Is having this specific person as a father going to be a good thing for your child? Put yourself in your eventual kid's shoes, not just as a baby, but as a preteen trying to figure out bullying, or as a teen learning about health, or as an adult getting married. Will they have a positive relationship with their father? Will having this specific man as their father be a positive or negative thing in their life? Will he be a good father to them, specifically completely ignoring the stress it will cause you to have to deal with them? What about the stress that will put your child through? Under this comment, user GatorDoll92 said, this right here. I was 19 when my partner cheated on me while pregnant and gave me an STD. My mom paid for my abortion, but I rejected it and kept the baby for personal reasons to raise alone. I went through my pregnancy alone. After birth, he begged to be in the baby's life. And as a child growing up, I was fatherless, so I accepted it. Moving forward 11 years later, he is the worst father figure I could have given my daughter. I thought I did something great by keeping him around, but people never change. We broke up again when my baby had turned 1 year old, but I kept him around for the baby and we never got back together again. Once the trust is broken, it's difficult to reconcile. Is this man father material? That's the most important question here. Not about the STD, not about the cheating, not the relationship. Will he be a good father in her teens? As an adult? Good luck, OP. I hope you can make the right choice for your baby, unlike me. User SomeLife6534 said, OP, you need to do what is necessary to separate yourself from the dirty dog. I understand the fear with abortion. It's a very hard and heavy decision. You could co-parent, which you have already discussed how it would be understandably terrible if you wanted to keep the pregnancy. You could try to negotiate him not being on the birth certificate, not having parental rights. But also, many women who have abortions go on to be fantastic mothers because they waited until they were ready and stable. I personally know some wonderful women who are very strong, loving, kind, and are great mothers or anticipate having children, and they have had an abortion. I'm not trying to sway you in any way, but I want to let you know there are options regardless of what you do, and you need to do what's best for you. Best of luck. I am sending lots of love your way, OP. User What's My Password 73 said, all I will say is that the one theme I consistently hear from women is that they regret who they chose as the father of their children. It's not just a tie for 18 years. It's forever. Whatever choice you make, no regrets. You'll never know what the other path would have been. I hope you can get therapy regardless of choice because you will need it to find your inner strength. 1 week later, OP gave us the final and most recent update. I had an abortion yesterday and I'm not sure how to feel. It was a difficult decision, but I believed it was the right one. There was no way I could keep the baby under these circumstances. Now, I just feel numb. I haven't told him and we haven't spoken since I left him after discovering he gave me an STD. I know that when he finds out, he'll likely try to paint me as the worst person. I'm not sure if he deserves to know the truth, or should I just say I had a miscarriage? User Anger with Wings said, this is now a point of your safety. If you think he will react violently, just tell him you had a miscarriage. If you want to twist the knife some, tell him you had a miscarriage because of the STD he gave you or because of the stress of knowing he cheated. Either way, you need to take care of yourself. Fuck his feelings. User WTF am I doing said, don't tell him anything at all. Just file for divorce and block all communication with him. I'm so sorry you're going through this. He is a different kind of evil to try for a baby with you and be cheating the whole time. Absolutely despicable. And the fact that you never thought he would do something so evil is even scarier that he blindsided you like that. User One Defiant Fudge said, my ex-partner cheated on me, gave me an STD, and I was 12 weeks pregnant at the time. The medication they gave me to cure it was strong. They did say there was a chance of miscarriage due to how strong it was. The day after I took it, I miscarried. Say it was due to that. My ex did not care, and I think that hurt more than anything. If he does act like he cares, it'll only be to put the blame on you. Save yourself the unnecessary stress. Tell him it was due to what he did. User Nails in My Coffin said, your choice. It's all your choice. I understand men have rights too, but this man ended your relationship, waggy his actions, and would not be able to provide. You must move on. You are amazing in every way, shape, and form. What you do with your body is your business, and I'm grateful you have the right and privilege to abortion in your state. Take some time. You'll need it. Abortion is awful no matter which way you look at it. It will take a while to move forward, and that's okay. Be patient with your mind and very kind to your body over the next few days. Lots of hot tea and quiet time. You're an amazing person, and I believe in your right to choose in every way, shape, and form. Upwards and onwards. This next story was also made in the marriage subreddit. It was created by a user named PurpleCautious3442. The post is titled, I'm so done with taking care of my wife when she's sick. My wife and I have been married for 5 years, and there's one recurring issue in our relationship that I'm honestly tired of. Whenever my wife gets sick, like with a cold or even just feeling run down, she insists that I take care of her. I'm not talking about picking up her side of the chores or cooking dinner. I'm totally fine with all that. What she really wants is for me to baby her. She expects me to stay home from work, sit by her side, and basically cater to her every need like she's a helpless child. In February, she caught a fairly mild cold that kept her bedridden for nearly a week. She made me do things like feed her toast and dippy eggs, rub her feet, put on Disney movies for her, read to her, and make her special snackies. She also wants me to sleep on the couch because she needs the entire bed to herself to spread out with her stuffies, which are these dreaded squishmallows that are normally in a closet. Honestly, the whole infantilizing thing just makes me feel gross. It's like I have a 5-year-old to look after, but she's literally only like this when she's sick, so I don't get it. I love my wife, but I have my own stuff too, and I don't want to play this nurse role every time. This weekend, she came down with another cold and started the whole routine. I decided enough was enough and told her I would cook meals, do all the housework, and look after the cats, etc. But I wasn't going to do things like brushing her hair, helping wash her, and putting her to bed. She got really upset, saying I'm being unsupportive and don't care about her. I tried explaining that I do care, but I also think she's milking it. Now she's acting like I'm a terrible husband. I genuinely don't think I'm in the wrong here, but she's made me feel guilty about not being there for her. Am I being too harsh, or is she expecting too much? I don't think OP is being too harsh. Wanting affection from your partner is one thing, but as a grown woman, why are you asking your husband to bathe you? And the terminology she uses just makes my spine crawl. From what OP shared, it doesn't seem like this is harmful at all, but nevertheless, I can understand if it's annoying. What I am a bit concerned about is the wife's knack for gaslighting when told that this behavior is weird. OP goes out of his way to cater to her, yet she has the nerve to say that he's being a bad husband. I feel as though this is some sort of strange fetish, and the only reason the wife hasn't tried to do this more is because she isn't confident she can get away with her shenanigans if she's not sick. User Espresso Then Wine said, this is ridiculous. I don't know where she got the idea that this was normal behavior, but it certainly isn't. Have you asked her about this? Like you said, picking up chores and checking in from time to time, of course, but brushing her hair and bathing her like she is a child. I have never once asked for this or even wanted this. Did her mother do this for her growing up? Did she never have anyone who cared, and now she is going the other extreme? How does she behave towards you or your child when you are sick? Does she offer the same level of care she expects for herself? If she is doing this for you and the kid, then maybe that is why she is expecting it. It might help to explore where she got the idea that this is expected behavior, as well as whether she is expecting something she doesn't even offer. Under this comment, user Cranky Little Kitten said, definitely a conversation needs to be had when she's not already sick and expecting this treatment. Sit her down and lay it all out. She's an adult. That kind of babying is completely ridiculous. Caring for someone who's sick is fine, taking over cooking and cleaning, etc. for a few days so they can rest and keep the cold and flu meds in easy reach, etc. But expecting you to take time off work to baby her the whole time is insane. User Prudent Reserve 4612 said, I'm with you. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. I thought my husband was a baby when sick, but your wife makes him seem tough as nails. I think you're doing the right thing. I'd just flat out ask her if there was a reason she resorts to acting like a 5-year-old when she has a cold. User Aaron890 said, we're built different, I guess. I love babying my wife when she's sick, but goodness, some of what you're saying is a tad over the top. Did you blow up on her about this or explain it to her calmly? Surely there is some reasonable compromise you two can come to. User Happy Gilmore 93 said, I can understand the infantile nature of this being a little off-putting and should be discussed, but in general, caring for your sick partner is an amazing thing to do, and you guys should both, in part, be playing the role of nurse if the other is sick. It's just such a low-hanging fruit in terms of showing your affection. Being kicked off the bed so she can sleep with squishmallows is frustrating though and shouldn't happen. But making her food, picking up her slack while she's sick, spending time with her while she rests, this is all par for the course, really. And what you should be doing. Where you end up drawing the line in the sand is a discussion that needs to be had though. You're her partner, not her dad. User Wary Dreamer said, what is her relationship with her parents like? Were they aloof with her but became attentive when she was sick? Were they normal parents but over the top when it comes to illnesses? I would try to explore with her what the root of this behavior is, not to excuse it, but because it's easier to address if you know why it's going on. She obviously equates getting babied while sick with being loved. That is not average behavior for people over 12. Perhaps if she can reach an understanding about her own behavior, she can begin to move past it.